and it's called Mandelbrot. The book is Tell Me a Story, and it's the book I wrote with 36 stories and 36 illustrations. And this is the painting I did to illustrate Mandelbrot. Mandelbrot is my favorite story. I love telling this story to little boys particularly. Mandelbrot. Mama was chopping almonds in her wooden chopping bowl with the green hackmesser chopper. The bowl was scarred from being hit by the hackmesser so often. She used that bowl and chopper for her for chopped liver, for chopped herring, chopped eggs and onions, and 100 other things. I loved the sound it made. It sounded like horses' hooves in the street. The hackmesser looked like the letter D with the sharp blade on the round side. Mama held it by the flat side and chopped with the blade. "What are you making, Mama?" I asked. "I'm chopping nuts for Mandelbrot. I'm making it to have with coffee when your Tante Claire comes to visit tomorrow," she said. "Will you bring Marty? I want to play with him. I never get to see him." Mama sighed. "You just saw him last week. Stop fetching. Stop it." Mama poured the chopped nuts on top of the batter in the bowl and stirred them in. Then she put flour on her hands and took some dough out and rolled it between her hands. The dough looked like a long snake. Then she did the same thing with all the dough and then put the snakes on a baking pan and put the pan in the oven. In a little while, the kitchen smelled wonderful. She took the snakes out of the oven when they were a little brown, and she cut them into slices. She put them back on the pan and put the pan in the oven again. "Why do you do that, Mama?" I asked. "The cookies will get brown and hard, and they will last a long time. They are good to dip in the coffee. You want one? You have to wait till it gets cool," she told me. My Aunt Claire came with Marty. He was 6 years younger than I was, and I loved him. He was the same size as my big doll Shirley. Claire let me put him into my doll carriage, and I wheeled him all over the apartment. We even went downstairs to the street, and my aunt let me push Marty in the carriage. "Bashila, you have to stay right next to me," Aunt Claire said. I was very happy. When we got back to the apartment, Tante Claire said she was going to take Martin to the toilet. She was teaching him to pee in the sink so he would want to go to the toilet and not in his diaper. I followed her and thought, "Oh boy, I get to watch." Tante Claire held Martin up and stood him on the edge of the sink. I sat on the toilet on the other side of the sink. I was looking at a boy with my chin in my hands. I was concentrating hard and thinking about how boys are different. I was watching Marty and talking to my Aunt Claire when all of a sudden a big stream of pee came out like a fountain and went straight across the sink right into my open mouth. I yelled. That's how I learned a little about boys.